This video is sponsored by Global Media Creative.
So I'm like, if you were to ask me a question like, where do you want to be in life in the next 10 years, the next 20 years? So I would be like, yeah, I want to be successful, right? I want to build my businesses to be big, and you know, I have goals, and I have dreams, but that I cannot reach if I don't put in the work, and the work, the work comes with a cost, it comes with um a price, and every price has to be paid. So the thing is, are you gonna put the level of you failing before your goals, or are you gonna execute on it? Pay the price and then get to where you wanna be. Everyone paid the price. Everyone that you see that ever got successful began low. Like you're gonna have people tell you all these conspiracy theories, like, oh my god, it was Illuminati stuff. I mean, it was their parents. I mean, I'm just telling you, just don't listen to it. If you have goals, put them into like your daily work. Like, work on them every day. I mean, it's easier to blame other people. I know. You could say it's my parents. They don't give me money to do this, but it's not really them. It's your life. It's your life. And if you don't really put in the energy that is required to get where you want to be, it is going to be a problem. It is going to be a problem, and you have to put in the energy to get to where you want to be. So this is why I'm like, everyone that I talk to, like, I get a lot of calls from guys telling me like, which book should I read, which like, how do I make connections, what's the cheat code, like, how do I get there? I mean, I'm like, it's always one thing, right? Find what you really want to be, find and look into it, right? Look at it and say, I just want to be this and this only. I'm not in it for the money, I'm just in it for the freedom and the success. And once you find that thing, just zoom out and find a way to get there. It's like a maze, right? Find your finish point, and then zoom out, find your starting point, and you just only have to map the way to get there. And once you find that way that you have mapped down, it gets harder from there, because now you have to like put in the effort, and it doesn't get easy, right? But as they say, there's gonna be a price for everything. So you're either going to put yourself in a position where you are following your dreams every day, putting in the work every day. Some days you're gonna feel lost and you feel like, what am I even doing? Do I even have a purpose? But once you push through all that and you really penetrate through it, you really understand that that is what you should be doing, and you really go for it. So if you put yourself in a position where you can like increase your knowledge, develop yourself, adjust what you know and increase your knowledge every day, read books, like right now I'm reading the personal MBA. I don't know if you can see it. I mean, people on the chat, you can, yeah, most of you see it. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta improve your knowledge every day. People like Elon Musk tell you that they read the freaking encyclopedia. Like, how, you know? And most people you're gonna find they were just too bored. Some people will tell you people around them were just too slow, so they happened to be introverts. They read books, they stayed in, they did not really attend a lot of parties, not because they didn't want to, just because it's just fate. You know, it's just, for some people it's just not meant for them. You can't really push yourself into this, right? So yeah, you're gonna find out that most people who became successful, they don't really put like, you know, they weren't really like out there, right? They reached a point in their life where they were like, this is all, right? Like I need to do something with myself. And then they put in the work, they execute it. But if they could have stayed where they are and never did anything about it, that would be a disservice to themselves and to the people around them, right? So you have to always keep your goals in mind. Like in my lifetime, what do I want to do? You know, and once you find it, lock in and just follow that every day. I mean, I wasn't good at making videos. I learned that. I wasn't born knowing how to drive. I had to learn it. I wasn't born. Everything is, you have to learn it and figure it out. And you gotta be creative. And one thing that I've seen that is very, very important, right? This is like a common feature, successful people I know. They are optimistic. They are very optimistic. They have hope in the future. And anyone who doesn't have hope in the future, they're trying to create hope for the future. I mean, if you find yourself a pessimistic person, just know you have already failed the entrepreneur journey and success is not upon you, right? So I would advise you or anyone in this Zoom call right now, I want to let you know that if you can find a way to focus on the good, you know, filter out the content that you're watching. If you're watching war, if you're watching the news, I mean, I hate to say this, but I'm not really a fan of the news because the news is all about like people died here. It's all about like things that went wrong, right? They never go to things that went right. Either this person died, or this war is happening, or this country is facing these problems. I mean, you don't want to go for that, right? If you want to be an entrepreneur, you gotta be like focusing on the big stuff. You're either watching financial news or watching movies. You're allowed to watch movies because sometimes movies can be sources of inspiration, and I'm just saying, just watch positive stuff. If it starts to get negative, switch away from it, and you really have to separate yourself from all these like websites that drain you. Like, sometimes you're on an app and you just feel like, my God, it's so tiring. Like, I just can't get off it. Like, or if you just have been scrolling for 30 minutes and you feel like, what am I doing with my life? You just have to stop that, right? So, just saying, if you want to get your goals straight, you have to work towards them, no matter what anyone says. And another thing, don't let people cause you to have pity on yourself. This is what you're put on this world to do. You're pursuing your purpose. You're following your dreams. Your hopes, and that is the whole purpose of life, right? If you find your purpose, then you have to like put it down. You know, lock it down so that you reach a place in life where I'm like, I've reached there, right? I have accomplished my goals, and now, because the worst thing you can do to yourself at an old age is like feel regret. Like, why did I do this? Why did I take this chance? Why did I not greet this girl? It might have ended well. I mean, why did I not try this? That is all regret, and when you're old, you can't really do anything about it. So I'd really advise everyone here, and even your friends, even your family, right? Like, stay away from things that you will regret. I mean, say yes to almost everything. Like 90% of the things and the decisions that come to you, must be a yes, and unless they are really, like bad for you. Like, but if it's something that involves adventure, curiosity, you gotta put yourself down and say like, yeah, I want to be a part of this, and I'm gonna put myself to it, and I'm gonna do it. You know, and later along the line, you can really define if you really want to do something or if you really don't want to do something. Because the thing is, many people don't realize is you are in control. You can do anything. You know, every decision you make could be yours. And people decide to put their lives in the hands of other people because maybe you're desperate, maybe you need to pay a rent, maybe you're in a stuck place in your life. Like, I always wonder, like, do you know how people are like so desperate at first when they don't have a job? Like, oh my God, give me a job. Anything I will do. And once they get into that job, they're unhappy. And I'm like, you wanted a job, so you got the job. Why aren't you happy? Right? Because that is not what they want. Many people are confused of what they want, right? So this is our job as entrepreneurs, to really define, because sometimes we'll meet a customer or a client and they don't really know what they want. So now you have to decide for them. And once you decide for them, as an entrepreneur, you have to know that I'm giving them something that will provide value for them and their business. And that is all what really we are all about, right? So I'm gonna pass the what would I call it, the word or the mic to the, yeah, let's go. Yeah, so I'll keep in touch if you want to, like, have a conversation with me. I always read my emails. I try to get through all the comments on my videos, and I try to get through the DMs too. So you can chat with me. You can chat with me. I'm always open. So I think without wasting any more time, I'm gonna, you know, keep quiet for a little bit here, and yeah, let the next speaker speak. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone.